Hello, storytellers. Welcome to Bound by Words. We're going to do some productivity sprints today. I'm really excited to get started. Sorry about the late start. I had a little bit of running around I was doing this morning. I always forget that the Dwaddling Writer also has writing sprints every other day from 1 to 3. So I'll probably be jumping, honestly, in between hanging out with you guys and checking out her stream. And I'm probably going to go over and like it. So I hope that if you're jumping in late, that maybe you started off sprinting with her. But yeah, we're going to get started with our warm-up sprint right at the beginning, I think. Let me know in the comments what you're working on this July and how your Camp NaNoWriMo is going and if you are on task. Unfortunately, I'm a little bit more behind than I was last week, but not like by far. I think it was like 45 minutes behind, and I've worked myself up to being about an hour behind. So to catch up, I have to do about 2 hours of writing today. I don't necessarily think that I'll do the whole 2 hours today, but if I can get an hour to an hour and a half, that would be pretty great. We have Mia in the chat. Hello, hello. Let us know what you're working on. And I'm just going to jump into our 15-minute warm-up sprint. So open your projects, get a drink. I think I'm going to go get a blanket because after I sat down, I got pretty cold. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm probably going to do my normal like brain dump that I like to do on my little memo pad to get all of my like to-do things out for the day. That way I can just enjoy writing. It's going to be a little bit more like difficult to focus on writing today just because I feel like I'm so behind on everything else. But I'm going to try my best. I want to be drafting for most of these sprints after the warm-up sprint. So I will see you guys in 15 minutes. Happy writing. All right, that was the end of the first sprint, our 15-minute warm-up sprint. Let me know what you're working on and how you did. I know we're gonna have a little bit of a small crowd today, but I got my blanket. More importantly, I also got a little coffee. I love these coffees. I get them from like the Giant Eagle down the street from my house because I'm gonna need the caffeine today. So I did that, and I got my For the Words game up and my Scrivener document up, and I did my little brain dump, my little checklist of things I wanted to do for the day. So I'm feeling kind of ready to get some words down. Big dilemma for the book is that I told myself this month as part of my goal, I would find like a working title, something to call my book. And I know that I can change it in the future, but I'd really like to just pick a working title that is good enough that I really don't have to. So I haven't really even written down any ideas to consider. I've considered a few things, but I haven't like marked any of them or tracked any of them. So something that I want to start doing today is I want to start actually writing down ideas for working titles so that I can, start coming back to them and having like second opinions or asking people about them even, or seeing them side by side and seeing why I might like some versus why I might not like some. So I am going to consciously be highlighting and marking things as I'm reading that I think might, or as I'm writing that I think might contribute to picking a working title. I don't really know how well that'll go, but yeah, that's one of my projects for today. Another one of my writing projects is I like really wanted to hit 10K this month. I thought that would be like a really awesome goal. And for a while there, I was around 5K, but I've now rewritten my beginning twice. And I'm not usually like the type of person who like can't stop editing. Usually I have no problem moving on. But I think because I had no like planning whenever I was like starting this book, and I just found writing that I liked and I just sort of went with it. I keep having like better ideas of how the story can start. So like another one of my goals for like today, tomorrow, the end of this week is to just continue writing, and whenever I want to change something, to make a note that I want to change it, or maybe describe in detail sort of how I want it to go instead of going back and changing it. Because I mean, I feel like that's okay to do in sort of like a brainstorming kind of way, but I also feel like it's going to keep me back from hitting that 10,000 word goal. But I also don't want to write things to a story that I know I'm going to change. So I'll definitely like highlight stuff and be like, hey, I'm taking this out, or maybe I'll highlight a whole chunk, and underneath that I'll write how I'm rewriting it just like briefly in a couple sentences, so that when I move on from there, that I'm not like contributing to something that I'm going to be taking away. So those are kind of like my writing goals. Other than that, I'm honestly just need to get words down today. I'm a little bit scatterbrained. I feel like I have 1,000 things to do when it comes to writing and content creation. And I actually just got a new job too, which is kind of exciting. I start on Monday, so I have some things that I want to do to get ready for that. But my goal is to try to ignore all of that during our stream today and just write. I'm going to try my hardest to ignore all of it and get words down on my manuscript. So I'm going to need all the luck in the world for that. Let me know if you're in the chat if you want 20, 25, or 30-minute sprints. I have all of them queued up right now. I think I'm probably going to start with a 25-minute sprint unless somebody suggests differently. I know last time we had a lot of favor for longer sprints. So I'm going to pull up that sprint timer. There we go. I thought it wasn't going to load for a minute. Let me make that full screen. So we're going to do 25 minutes of writing. I wish you the best productivity. I will see you at the end. All right, that's the end of our first real sprint, and I think that's probably one of my new favorite timers. It's so peaceful looking. I want to restart that because we're probably going to use that again before the stream is over. But let me know what you were working on and what kind of progress you made. That was about 25 minutes. I didn't get like a whole lot done, but I feel like I got a decent bit done. I got about 350 words written, and then I did some organizing in my files. Because I'm using Scrivener again for this project, and I do like I'm falling in love with Scrivener. I think it's a writing software program that I go through phases with, but I am trying to be very conscious about like labeling and using the status. So I did some stuff there, like my first protagonist, I changed her label color to blue, and my second protagonist, his label color is now green, so I can see my note card side by side and make sure like I'm writing an even amount in both of their point of views. So I changed some stuff around there. I also put some descriptions on index cards for scenes that I'm writing. So it was a lot of little odds and ends things, but then I did get a couple words started, and that's also what I'm going to jump in on at the beginning of the next sprint. Let me know if you have a preference for sprint time. Otherwise, I'm probably just going to pop up a 30-minute sprint. If it stays this quiet, I'm flirting with the idea of reading for the last sprint because I think we'll probably get a little bit more done than normal. So I know I'm a little bit behind on my rating goal with time, but I'm also really invested in the book I'm reading right now. I'm reading These Hollow Vows, and I forgot how much I was enjoying it. I actually started reading it, and I got like 100 pages in, which is about a quarter of the way, and then, life got busy. And I always said that I was going to pick it back up again, and when I did, I decided to just start over at the beginning because it had been a few weeks. That way I can reappreciate some of like the smaller details as I move forward, and I'm definitely reinvested. So if we do, I think 4 sprints, I'll probably end up reading for the last one. But for now, we're going to do, I think, a 30-minute writing sprint, and I'm going to try to get at least 400 words down. I feel like if I'm focused, I could probably do that. I don't normally give myself strict word count goals, especially like that's one of the reasons I'm doing time is so I can be really lenient on the word count goal. But I feel like if I give myself the expectation to do like at least 400 words, then I'll probably be a little bit more focused while we're doing this sprint. So I'm going to do 30 minutes. If you're in the chat or if you pop in and out, make sure you let me know what sprint duration you want to do next. Last Friday, everyone was very vocal about their times, but it seems like I'm a little on my own this time. I found this cute timer after our streams last week that I want to use. It's just like a little Japanese train in the background. I'm a big fan of that. But yeah, remember to like the video if you haven't already. Save your work, get a drink, get up and stretch if you need to. But then I'll see you in 30 minutes. All right, that is the end of the second writing sprint. Let me get that timer paused. But yeah, let me know what you're working on, how your progress was for that sprint, all that jazz. If you just popped in, let me know how your Camp NaNoWriMo is going. Mine's going okay. I'm a little bit behind, but I am working on catching up now. I gave myself a goal of 400 words for that sprint, and I hit 493. So I definitely feel like slowed down as soon as I crossed that 400 threshold. But that's why I work best with checklists, honestly. So 30 minutes, 493, that brings me up to about 805 words for the stream. I did cut just a few out. So total, that's what I have that I'm adding to my manuscript. I do have to reorganize those into my Scrivener document because I haven't done that yet. I am writing again in For the Words today. And to be entirely honest, I think a little bit later I might write in Microsoft Word. Occasionally I like to write in Microsoft Word, and I like to change the page size. If you didn't know, you can change the page size on Microsoft Word to like anything that you can print. So you can actually change it to the size that novels are usually printed at. So like I think one of the standard sizes, well, I know one of the standard sizes for hardback novel printing is like 8.5 inches by 5.5 inches. I think most of hardback novels are like that. But, there are a couple options. You all know there's like a bunch of different sizes that you can print your book. But that's one of the more standard ones. So I think I might write in Word and set the paper size to that. That way that as I'm writing, I can get a good sense of like how many pages per like actual like book pages I'm getting done. I know you guys probably can relate to the like word counts are really exciting, but it's a whole different field when you start talking about like page numbers. And also like when you talk about page numbers in Word, I could have 5 pages written in Word, but that really might be like anywhere between 7 and 10 pages like actually printed in a book. So just for like a little bit of motivation, I think I'll probably switch to that in a little bit. I do have 2 more creatures that I want to fight in my For the Words writing game though. We had, and I don't want to say this wrong, so correct me if I'm wrong, but I want to say Ziana popped in, working on a short story. Mr. Vlandis is here. Hello. At work, coming off lunch. My camp is going well. Lots to do. What was for lunch is the important question. We have a rule in almost every stream. You can't mention food and not mention what it was. Hello. I came in when there's only 8 minutes left, and I'm listening. And I'm listening to Scrivener read the story to me so I can take notes and proof it. That is, I think, a smart idea. I've never used the Scrivener listening function. I know that it has one because like most word processors have one, but does the voice sound really robotic? I know Words has gotten a little bit better, and I know Google Docs has gotten a little bit smoother. I like to read out loud, and sometimes I like to let it read to me, but I don't know. Sometimes the robot voice gets in my nerves. So how soothing of a robot voice does Scrivener have for its reading back? It's Zaina. I totally butchered that. I'm sorry, Zaina. I'll remember now. I love the way that it's spelled, though. It's spelled very prettily. Leafy greens. Gross. I mean, like, not gross, but also, like, gross. I don't even know that I had lunch today. I should probably do that whenever we're done streaming. Now that we have some people who are talkative showing up, do you guys have any preferences for length of the next sprint? I have the 30-minute and a 25-minute timer still pulled up. I also have a 15-minute one, and I have like a 20-minute one bookmarked if you guys want shorter sprints. But yeah, I think my Camp NaNoWriMo is like going okay for the longest time there. I'm like staying right under my goal, and I'm starting to fall like a little bit more behind, but we still have a week left. So I got into a good habit of every time I was behind, I would like speed up enough to like catch up or almost catch up. And then I would sort of get the same amount of behind again. So I think it's just, can I do like that, like really like either a really hard push of catching up, or can I organize it so that like my day or 2 days or whatever that I'm catching up is going to be right around the end of the month? That would be pretty awesome. I haven't updated my little live stream list here, but I only have 2 more left after today that I have to attend or host. So I am caught up on that goal. My other goals, the single or dual point of view, I'm going to cross that off probably when we're done chatting and sprinting today, because I have officially decided this is going to be a dual point of view book. I I talked about that in my week 2 vlog that is being posted a little bit later today or early tomorrow morning, hopefully today. But I'm just going to go with the dual point of view idea. And I don't remember if we talked about this on Friday, but I'm just sort of going to cut my losses and I'm going to not think about it anymore. I'm just going to do it because I like the idea of writing dual point of view and I like the character dynamic for writing dual point of view and I like reading dual point of view. So I'm going to write this book as dual point of view for the time being. And, if I get to the, 10, 20,000 word mark and I realize that it would be written better in single point of view, then, I might make that editor change now. But for now, I'm just going to plan as if it is a dual point of view book because I feel like that's best for stress levels and also making sure like progress is being had. So I get to cross that off. If you weren't here earlier, this is the week where I'm going to start writing down my suggested working titles for my piece. I told myself that by the end of July, I'd have a working title for my novel, even if it's something that I want to change later. The odds of me picking a title I like and wanting to change it are slim. So I'm just going to try to pick a title that I enjoy, that I feel like has vibes similar to the book. So as I'm writing, if I write any, like quotable lines or scenes that I get excited about or just ideas, even just things that I want to research that I think would be really relevant, I'm going to be like highlighting and bookmarking anything I find interesting throughout the week. And I'm going to start compiling a list of options because, next week is our last week of Camp NaNoWriMo. So if I go over the weekend and I get a list of options or I go through next week and get a list of options, then maybe next weekend or by the stream next week, we can either like vote on something together or maybe I'll have something that I really love by then. I see a lot of people are saying 30 minutes is a good time frame. It's not too bad. It's almost like listening to Alexa read a book. That's not bad. Her voice isn't that harsh. I mean, you can tell it's a robot, but it's like smoothly read. I'm gonna start using that because I'm writing and organizing my book in Scrivener. So maybe when we start the next sprint, just for fun, I'll play it. So Zaina and Tiffany both say 30 minutes. So that's probably what we're gonna do next. We're going to get the cute train video up again because I just like it very much. A group of us are doing a 10K in 24 hours challenge next Friday and Saturday. Who is a group of us? Are you guys making videos on it because I want to watch them? And are you taking applications for somebody else to join? Because I wanted to hit 10K by the end of the month. And even though I think I could do that, it would just be really awesome to also try to do 10K in 24 hours, even though I would be totally exhausted. I'm starting a new job on Monday, and as exciting as that is, it does have really like nice hours too, not really overwhelming hours. But the idea of starting Friday, even if it was like after work and staying up for 24 hours, is both exciting and scary. I feel like I've had like in my mid-20s and I'm still just exhausted all of the time. I'm gonna blame the heat because I can, no other reason. But 10K in 24 hours sounds really exciting, and I wish you the best of luck with that. Let me know how everyone else's Camp NaNoWriMo is going if you haven't already, and if you have any like daily or weekly goals, let me know in the chat. I am going to pull up this next sprint. We did start 15 minutes late today, but it is 13 minutes to 3. Normally we sprint until around 3. I think we're probably definitely going to go until 3:30 today. So I'm probably going to do another half an hour sprint since everyone seems to like that, and I feel like I can use that kind of productivity before we go back and chat a lot. Back to the 10K in 24 hours. We're doing live streams for the whole thing. And yes, we have it open for anyone who wants to join. So are you guys doing like one live stream that you're keeping going, or do you have it like separated? I'm very invested. I want to support this because I was going to vlog all of next weekend anyway for the end of July's Camp NaNoWriMo. So I just think that sounds like a lot of fun, and I just want to cheer you guys on. Maybe I'll do like a quiet 10K. I also wanted to show you guys, I got the coolest like toy, and this is like my dumb Prime Day thing that I got. I don't think I mentioned it last week. I don't know that I had it last week or not. I don't remember, but I got a book scanner. It's a barcode scanner, just like a generic barcode scanner, but it's this little handheld scanner, and I'm using it to catalog all of my books, and I'm so excited. I know a lot of us have been hearing that like audio that went viral on like TikTok, where if you have 1,000 books, you're actually considered a library, like you can be recognized as a personal library. So I've been wanting to catalog my books for a while, but this was like on crazy sale apparently. So I have a scanner now that when I scan the barcodes, and this thing is like, it's really bright, but it does all kinds of barcodes. And I found one of the best apps for cataloging books. So for anybody else who's interested in cataloging books, there's this app called Book Buddy. And when you open it up, I don't know if the camera will pick up my screen very well, but it'll show you all of the books you have. It's not going to focus on the words. It shows you books you have loaned out. You can sort by like if you read it or not. You can sort by number of pages. So as I'm scanning things in, I'm like making sure all of the information is accurate. But I really love that I could just go into this app and I could just go like, the next book I want to read, I want it to be, 300 pages or more because I'm in the mood for something long, and I want it to be something with a map or whatever, and I'm really excited about that. So, I plugged my phone back in, and it's like, do you know this computer? I do know this computer. It is my computer. Yeah, but I'm really excited about cataloging my books. So if you have done that before, because I know a lot of you guys in the writing and reading community are invested in that, let me know if you have any good cataloging tips or resources. That's like sort of a side project that I'm trying not to spend too much time on during Camp Nano because I need to get writing done, and that's probably why I'm like an hour behind where I'm supposed to be. More information on this writing, I wanted to say write-a-thon, but I guess it might not be. We're doing different live streams starting at 9 Eastern on Friday and going till 9 on Saturday, taking a break from like 2 a.m. to like 6 or 7 a.m. to sleep. Yeah, sleep is going to be necessary, definitely. Well, I'm really excited. Let me know if you have a playlist put together or when you have links or whatever. Even if it's, not ready yet, if you send it to me on Instagram, then I'll definitely want to share it with everybody. But yeah, I'm going to pull up this next sprint. I'm excited to find out how many books I have. I don't know if any of you have like done the counting of your books to see where you stand, but oh, sorry, my timer is all at the end, and that's not good. But I was seeing a lot of people had like 700 or 800, and I thought I had a lot, but as I'm going through cataloging them, I feel like I have less and less as I'm counting them. I feel like books, me and my sister were just talking about that, books feel infinite. Like, I think it's because they take up a lot of space. Whenever you have just a few books, it feels like you have like a lot. So we're going to do a 30-minute reading sprint of productivity. I'm going to put my scanner away so that I don't get distracted trying to catalog things. But I don't know that I'm going to give myself a goal this time. Last time I gave myself a goal of 400 words just to keep myself focused. I'm kind of excited with the progress that I've made. Maybe I'll do something similar. Maybe I'll try for another 400. Yeah, I'm just going to commit to that. I'm going to try to commit to that. We're going to shoot for 400. We're going to see what happens. If you're here and getting ready to write, make sure you save your work, get some water, stretch if you need to. Happy productivity. I will see you in 30 minutes. All right, that was the end of, what was that, our third or our fourth writing sprint? Whether or not you count the warm-up one, let me know what you did, if you met your goals so far for the sprint or the stream or the day or the week or Camp NaNoWriMo. I'm a little bit behind, but I'm not too bad. I did want to write 400 words that stream, and I actually got the first like 250 to 300 words out pretty quickly. I was impressed with myself, honestly. I think I got about, let me check. I got 527 words actually that sprint. And then I got, for the stream so far today, I have 1,332 words. So I think that's pretty good. I have this little bit of a dilemma though, where I told myself that I would take a reading break for the last sprint that we did, because I'm just a little bit scatterbrained today and I feel like I've been really productive. And whenever we finish streaming, then I have to just like work on things, which is like fun and exciting to get stuff done, but I wanted to take a reading break. So I am proposing another sprint if you guys are interested. A 20-minute sprint, a wind down if you want to read, if you want to keep working, if you want productivity. You guys let me know if you're in the mood for that. If you are, I am sort of torn between, reading for fun. This is the fantasy book I'm reading right now, These Hollow Vows. Or I have a craft book that I'm in the middle of reading, which is The Plot Thickens. So I'm like in a toss-up between which one I would read if we did another sprint. I'm probably going to read regardless. Like either I'll read with you guys in another sprint or I'll go and get comfortable and read for a bit. I'm leaning towards fantasy, though. A little bit more of a break since I'm, like I said at the beginning, I'm just invested in the book that I'm reading right now. But yeah, if nobody says no, I might just go ahead and start it before anyone can protest. Let's see. I'm going to get it up on the screen in case seeing the cute timer like changes anybody's mind. And this one's even called a reading timer. It's not cute yet. It's black so far, so that doesn't really help. Tiffany just finished listening to another scene, and I put my bread in the pan so it can rise and I can put it in the oven. I love that. Make sure you share pictures of your bread whenever it's done. I have been trying to make bread. Is it like banana bread, like baking bread, or is it like bread? I'm trying to learn how to make bread better. I made some like of that like simple like 3 ingredient like salt, flour, yeast like artisan bread, and I thought it turned out pretty well. But I could definitely use some expertise advice if you make bread regularly. And she said she's here for another sprint, so I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I'm in the mood to read this book. And not stare at a screen for a little while. I mean, I'll have StreamYard up in the background, but I feel like I can live with that. Okay, I'm going to get this started. This will be our last sprint, and then we might chat a little bit depending on the time, and then probably call it for the day. So make sure you share your progress, all that jazz. She's making honey wheat sandwich bread. Yeah, I definitely want the recipe. I want to know if it's hard to make. That sounds like a lot of fun. Honey, anything in bread sounds like amazing. It's a fairly easy recipe. Yeah, she was like, I know what you're going to ask. Okay, so we're going to start this sprint. I'm going to do some reading, and then I might look up bread recipes. Maybe that was like the push that I needed in my day to do something more productive. Okay, happy writing, reading, productivity, whatever it is you're doing. All right, that is the end of our last sprint. If you had fun and got some stuff done, I'm sprinting again on Friday at 1 p.m. I got 18 pages in, which I'm really excited about. I didn't expect to be that productive in 20 minutes. But yeah, this is definitely a good book. I highly recommend it, These Hollow Vowels. Let me know how your Camp NaNo Rhyme is going and how you're doing with your project. And Tiffany, I see that you sent me the recipe on Instagram. Thank you. I'm so excited. I'm going to look at that whenever I'm done sprinting and see if I have the stuff. Mr. Vladis did 150 words by hand, but had to run a little bit early. If you're still here, have a great rest of your day. If not, I hope that you have a great productive day. Make sure you save your work before you get up and you're drinking plenty of water, everybody. And yeah, so that was my reading break. It's probably like the end of my reading break, but I might want to get, depending on how far it is, the end of the next chapter is 3 pages away. So after the stream, I will read those last 3 pages, and then I will go off and be a little bit more productive. But yeah, I look forward to sprinting with you guys next week, and then I'll let you know how my new job is going. I'm working 4 days a week, I think now. It starts as like a 20-hour-a-week thing, but the first part of the training, it's for a publishing company called Static Media. The first part of the training I have to do for like editing, because I'm going to work in their management department for editing. But I have to do some like editing training where it's a video call and I have to share my screen. I'm super nervous about that. So I definitely want to read up on all the material that she sent me to prep for that. And yeah, then I have to post that blog today. So I feel like I have quite a bit of stuff to do. My to-do list that I did during the brain dump at the beginning is like 10 things long. But I got some words in, definitely. So I set a good foundation for the day of 1,332 words. I feel like that's a really good daily word count, but I am going for time and not necessarily words. So when I go back later, I might do some like brainstorming or planning. I'll probably do whatever I'm in the mood for that is productive for my novel later, even if it's not words. I am not counting anything for like making like playlists or mood boards or anything like that. Only like planning and brainstorming and plotting and researching for the novel itself. Maybe I'll go through and write down some ideas for a working title. That's probably going to be something that I'll have to do. Thanks for the sprint. I got through the first 3 episodes of my Kindle Vella, and now I can post the beginning. That's so exciting. I'm happy for you. But yeah, with that, I think I'm going to call it for the day. I know we had a very low energy stream today. I feel so scatterbrained. But thank you if you popped in for sprinting with me. I wish you the best productivity and have a great last week of Nano. Make sure you share your progress with me on Instagram, or if you want anybody to collab with or writing buddies to do sprint with. I'm on Instagram and Discord and Twitter as well, but I don't use my Twitter as much. I have been posting more often, but I'm just like I don't really respond to the notifications as well as Instagram if anybody wants to do some last minute sprints or writing over the next week. But happy writing, happy Camp NaNoWriMo. I will see you guys all soon.